We're currently live streaming to Twitch and to Instagram. So, welcome. And as always, everybody, what are you reading tonight? Welcome to Books and Bounty TV. I'm glad you are here joining us tonight and turning the page with us as we begin our journey into this bookish world. I'm updating the chat with what I'm currently reading. Update everyone, let us know what you're currently reading, some literary events to look out for. If you have any submission topics for bookish things or people that I should talk to, let me know in the chat. All right, good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. That was kind of formal, right? First, I just want to give a sort of prerequisite tonight to my voice, to how I'm feeling. Actually had a pretty well-researched show tonight about reading and mental health, considering some of the conversations I've been having with other entrepreneurs, and people in the bookish community. And then I wanted to keep that conversation going tonight. However, you'll have to bear with me. As you can probably hear in my voice, I am going through something right now. COVID, RSV, something is going around. The germs have made it almost through my entire household. So we will have a short show tonight. I do have, as usual, our bookish things, people, and events to cover. I have some updates on how it's been going building my bookish community in Baltimore and beyond. And so we'll be getting right into that this evening. Again, welcome. This is Books and Bounty TV. So glad you're here to turn the page with us this evening. Let a few folks see who's joining us. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Instagram. So make sure you follow. We have one more week left. Actually, no, this is the final week left in the giveaway for the Legend of Orisha series by Tomi Adeyemi. That is I'm on actually book 2 now, almost finished. Her series, you will get a chance to win all 3 titles: Children of Blood and Bone, Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and Children of Anguish and Anarchy, if you follow me on Twitch and Discord. So you must be a follower on Twitch and you must join the Discord server in order for a chance to win. Um, we're only doing it the first 50 followers on both. There are plenty of followers on TikTok and Instagram and others. So please, please, please follow us on Twitch and Discord. One of the main reasons I'm so excited for you guys to follow me on Twitch, you're probably viewing me there tonight if you're not on Instagram Live. If you are on Instagram Live, go ahead, sign up, follow on Twitch. It's one of the best ways to view me live. That is because I'm proud to say that I am one of the first channels and content creators in Twitch's fairly new writing and reading category. It is a creative category. And so, what you have found mostly with Books and Bounty are a lot of bookish things, book reviews. We've been talking about literary events. We'll be having our first guest coming up next week, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But we also will be doing some casual gaming. I like platform games, decision-based games. I don't like things to jump out at me. I don't like to kill things. We'll do a bit of that. I did my first walkthrough. It was horrible on Twitch. It's posted. I'm going to keep it up just so you guys can see my progress. But other than that, tonight, like I said, tonight's show is going to be pretty short. We'll keep it down to the recap of the week. Next week, we'll dig a little deeper into the topic I wanted to discuss tonight, which is reading and mental health. And it has to deal with a little bit of controversial thoughts on me and audiobooks. Again, we won't get into that tonight, but feel free. If you guys know, there is in the chat, we can definitely chat about it tonight and later. There's a trend now in Bookstagram, Book Twitch, Book Talk, that states audiobooks is reading. I appreciate the sentiment, but don't necessarily appreciate how it is taken over. And I don't want it to necessarily take away from the science of reading. So that will be next week, more into the science of reading and mental health next week. But tonight, let's dig right into it. Again, we have a short show tonight. So one thing I wanted to do that I forgot to do tonight, and I'll put it on if we get some downtime later before we get into the reading session and I'm chatting with you guys, I'll put it up. But we have a poll up for Books and Bounty followers and Books and Bounty community for what we should be called. If you go on Book Talk, if you are familiar with Book Talk, A lot of the book influencers, they, we're bookworms, we're book loves, we're book friends, we're book buddies. But I wanted to get a little bit more creative, and I wanted to get my community that I'm building involved with what we should all be called collectively. I have some pretty creative ideas that I have suggested, but you can always give your own. So we'll look into that poll as well. I'll put that up when I get a chance to do that tonight. So first, let's jump right into our bookish events, people, and things that we are highlighting tonight. The first one that I would like to highlight, and let me get my screen in order here. I can see what you guys see, but can I see it now? All right. The first thing that I want to highlight is the City Lit's Project's Studio 9 writers on craft creativity and community. I'm very fond of City Lit Project. City Lit Project was put on, sponsored the Baltimore Book Festival. My relationship with them, I've been following them in their events, began years ago when I worked at um, Enoch Pratt Free Library. And excuse me again, try not to sniffle as much here. And I wanted to highlight an event they have coming up because it's about publishing and amplifying voices of color in the writing and publishing communities. And they have some real powerhouses coming to you as part of the Baltimore's free fall programming. And I'll bring that up on the screen next. As you can see here, you'll have Aaliyah Bilal along with, sorry, I'm trying to get my notes up here. Okay, yes. So you have Yadin Israel, you have Krishan Trotman, and you have Don Raphael. Will all be presenting on getting your manuscript published and publishing tips. These are local powerhouses in the publishing community. It's a free event. If you have a manuscript that is in your brain, close to finishing, but especially those that are ready to submit to either independent publishers, to find an agent, etc., go to this event. It's October 13th, Sunday, 1 to 4 at the Lyric in Baltimore, Maryland. Again, it's a free event. It is part of the Free Fall Baltimore programming. I will put the links to this in the description when I post the highlights tomorrow from the Go Live to Silly Lit Project as well as Free Fall. Free Fall. So this is the main literary event that I wanted to highlight from Free Fall Baltimore. But overall, I just wanted to go through and sort of scroll through some of the programming here. And this was introduced a few years ago. Really sure how long ago it started, but it has grown. Let me just sort of start scrolling through some of the events here. And all the events you see on the screen are free, local. Some of them you have to register. So I would go to the website to see if you see anything interesting, to see if you have to register for the event. But again, upwards of 9 pages of free cultural arts entertainment events going on in Baltimore, Maryland. So please check that out, freefallbaltimore.org. As well, make sure you follow City Lit Project on Instagram and elsewhere. The next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was an upcoming event. My next book club that I'll be attending and covering is the Black Girls Horror Guide, hosted by Emma Akpan, also known as Emanism on Instagram. And she is a fellow bookish gal in the local DMV area, and like me as well, has an affinity towards dark fiction, horror, science, and speculative fiction, especially if it's coming from women authors and voices of color. And she is starting a book club called the Black Girls Horror Guide. Okay, let me get that right again. The Black Girls Horror Guide. The first session will be on September 21st. That's next week. Upcoming coming in a couple of weeks, and I'll put a link to the registration But you see Emma's Instagram on the screen now. Make sure you follow her. The link to the registration form is here as well. And Emma will have a format of first a book and then a horror movie. The first book is going to be Tananarive Due, um, Tananarive Due, Tananarive Due's The Reformatory. And Tananarive Due has been an author, part of my top 10 ever since I was introduced to her in a Black Women's Writers course at the University of Virginia, maybe 2006, perhaps 2006-ish. And we were reading, let me actually, I still have those books, so let me grab them. Because what uh, makes me really sort of dig into a book, science fiction, dark fiction, if you can mix it with historical fiction as well and a grand adventure, then you have me. And what I like about Ms. Due's work is that she really dives deep into a commentary and themes around what does it mean to be an oppressed people and to be immortal. Black vampires and vampires as part of the sort of dark, romantic, paranormal romance uh, canon and phenom that's really popular now in reading and literature. She started it way back when, before people were doing Black vampires. And um, again, thinking about what does it mean to be an oppressed people? What does it mean to be a slave, but also be immortal? There's a character, I can't remember the name now. Raph, if you are in the chat, please put it in the chat. But there's a milestone character that at some point woke up a slave but is an immortal superhero. So these sort of concepts, these sort of living in this contradiction, is really a theme that just gets my wheels turning. And so these are books that I have read by Tananarive Due, and you can see this one, the coloring. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this one is My Soul to Keep. This was the first book that I read by Ms. Due, and this was published. Where is it now? Copyright 1997, published in 1997. Let's see, this one. And, and she has plenty. This was 2011, at least the paperback edition. Do you see My Soul to Take, My Soul to Keep? And what I'm reading from Miss Due now is a collection of short stories. Again, you'll hear this from me again as I age. The longer novels are getting a little bit more difficult, but I love a good short story collection. And this is what I'm reading from now in between my longer novels. I'm picking stories from here. So reviews for this will be up soon. But in the meantime, I wanted to let Emma tell you a little bit about the upcoming club, the Black Girls Horror Guide. Let me make sure you guys can hear.
Club. We're going to alternate reading a book and seeing a film. It's going to start October 21st at 6 o'clock. And the first book is going to be The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. It's a ghost story, which I love ghosts besides like vampires and stuff. But anyway, this club is for the girls who want to go see horror films, read books, but every time you invite somebody to go, they be like, I don't want to go because it's scary. So there's a link in the bio to sign up. Even if you can't come on October 21st, please still sign up because we're going to be having more things and I want to see who's interested. So we're going to meet at People's Book in Tacoma Park and I hope to see you there. Hey y'all, guess what? I'm starting a
All right. And so, as Emma said, it's the 21st at People's Book in Tacoma Park. Emma will be on the show the following Tuesday. So please make sure you tune in. Even if you have not read the book in time by the book club, show up, finish reading it in time to join us back here at Books and Bounty TV next Tuesday. Again, Emma is going to be going to be our first guest on Books and Bounty, and I'm so excited to talk to her. Another Black bookish girl who's interested in some of the same type of literature and reading and bookish things. So shout out to Emma. See you next week. Um, and I found out about Emma and the Black Girls Horror Guide from Jalissa, who is owner of Booked Trips. And so I'm going to turn over to Jalissa's Instagram page. And Booked Trips is a well curated travel experience, immersion travel experience based on a story. What? Right when I first heard about this, um, I was completely excited. I don't know why I had not Google searched or something like this before because it sounds completely wonderful. I'm gonna go to actually Book Trips the website, but in the meantime, follow Book Trips. On Instagram and elsewhere. We'll go to the website in a minute so you can get an idea and feel of about some of the trips. But as you can see here, South Africa, based on Trevor Noah's book. We have, what is this one here? I can't see that one. Oh, The Great Divide by Christina Enriquez. That was Panama City. That sold out. That is unfortunate. That sounds like fun, such a fun trip. I've always wanted to go to Panama. And as you can just see here, look at this. What? What? Amazing. Amazing. Look at that. The ladies look like they're having a wonderful time. And what Jalissa does with her and her partners on the ground in these various locations is really create a jam packed itinerary that you can sort of select from. You can do all of it. You can do not as much as you want. You can participate in all of the group activities. But it's really a way that you are traveling solo and not alone, although Jalissa highly encourage you to bring a friend, um, I'm sure. And it really um, was very inspiring to talk to Jalissa. We met briefly, well, not briefly. We actually had a very great lunch conversation last week at Couples Tea in Baltimore. If you haven't been to Couples Tea, it's another great bookish place. I actually highlight them when we talk to Jalissa. Jalissa will also be on the show in one of our November shows. So look out for that schedule. We'll be talking about some of her trips and getting more details about upcoming trips and how you can get in contact with her. But we'll also show you that tonight. And more about just her journey, what brought her to books, what brought her to book trips, and the people, books she's read, the people she's met, the books she's read, and the experiences she's had throughout her travels. So let's head over to the Book Trips website. Loading. And before we actually get into that website, I just want y'all to get into this logo. What? Book, but it's an airplane with the and it's a bee. Like, Jalissa, shout out to whatever designer, artist. If you did it, the logo is on point and awesome. So I just love that logo. Um, but sign up to the monthly newsletter so you can keep track with upcoming trips. Those Jalissa's trips are selling out quickly. We talked last week about the South Africa trip, and by the time I checked Instagram yesterday, it was sold out. So please make sure that you sign up for the Book Trips newsletter so you can stay updated on what's upcoming and also see what where the Jalissa has been traveling with the groups. So here, Book Trips connects curious and community-minded women through storytelling. Our book-inspired travel experiences and immersive itineraries take our travelers from the page to the place, exploring cities around the world. Another thing that I like about the Book Trips itinerary is that they, here it is, support marginalized entrepreneurs. So they really are trying to partner with local small businesses, businesses run that are owned and support women, and of course, support local writers and amplify their voices as well. So again, follow Book Trips on Instagram and check back in, I think, November 12th is when Jalissa will be here to talk about book trips and her journey to get there. All right. All right. So at the beginning of the show, I said tonight I wanted to talk about um, I wanted to talk about reading and mental health. Although we won't be taking a deep dive into that today, as part of that segue into it, my bookish thing today, which will still be my bookish thing today, even though we won't get into the full agenda that I had and outline I had for reading and mental health. Again, I am steadily trying to make it through tonight, as you can hear in my voice. But my thing tonight, my bookish thing, um, it may be obvious, it may be not to some, but it's a journal. And I don't know if you've seen me. If you've seen me here, you'll see me later on tonight. When I read, I take notes, especially if I plan on writing about it later, if I plan on coming to reflect about it later, or if I even have been contracted to give a review. I take notes, I journal. It's something that has stuck with me since high school. Shout out to Miss Rocca, Baltimore City College. She retired from Western, and she taught us how to annotate our novels. And that sort of deep dive into reading is something that has been hard for me to get out of. I think it's, I'm a slow reader. It's also a reason why I probably now read more than one book at one time so I can get through them. And another reason why I like short story collections, it's a quick snippet, it's a quick reflection. And I have tons of journals, big journals, little journals, color journals, all different colors. People give me journals for gifts. This is actually a gift from a previous Baltimore Banner colleague. Shout out to Madison, um, who knew me like a book in our short time we spent together there. For as a gift, got me a Drama Mama handcrafted journal. And if you don't know about Drama Mama Bookshop, I hope you guys can see that. I actually tried to bring her up. The Black woman owned business in Baltimore, Maryland. And they create handcrafted, personalized journals, bookmarks, and things of that nature. They are bookmaking and shop. You can actually set up time for your group or yourself to go and learn how to make uh, print, cut, print, and bind your own journal. This is something that I have been meaning to do. I've been trying to run into the folks at Drama Mama for some time, and I actually want to go to the actual website. You can learn a little bit more. So here's just some examples here. You can make an appointment to schedule some time to visit the studio. Again, you can create your own custom journal. I've definitely been wanting to reach out about book boxes as part of my giveaways that we'll be doing here at Books and Bounty, where you can get a custom book box to for as part of I'll be using as part of the giveaway. And then they also have now a shop at BWI Airport. There's a permanent space there for a Drama Mama bookshop. So check them out on your way to and from Baltimore. And this is where I want to get to Alyssa's about page. Alyssa started, I believe Drama Mama book started right after or during the pandemic. So 2014 is when the inspiration began. And now we're here 10 years later, 2024. And Alyssa has two brick and mortar operations running from Baltimore, again at the airport, and then their shop downtown. So check out Drama Mama Bookshop. Got distracted by that, but my point is my bookish thing today is journaling and journals. So I want to know. Let me know in the chat. Do you journal? Is it something that's part of your reading? Is it something that you do just personally? There. It is some. Is it something that you do as part of your daily activity? Is it part of your mental health routine? Is it something that you do for fun? Is it something that you put down and pick back up again? I used to be an avid journaler and would write in my diary daily. Um, when motherhood hit me, I found that such habits and creative outlets, it was really hard to find that time for me and myself. But now, again, as I'm getting back into a more avid reading habit, I find that journaling just is naturally paired with that. But again, all kinds of colors, shapes, and sizes. Plenty, 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 plenty of journals. So, all right, we have a few folks with us in chat today. Callie Star, nice to meet you. Hi, how are you? Let me know what you're reading in the chat. And if there's anyone else, I'm going to go over here to see who's on Instagram. My mom's here online. Duchess Rose, how are you? Oh, all right. And switch things around on the screen here. And down this page. Right. So, just to recap, our bookish event, people, person, group, and thing for this evening are City Lit creative workshop and on publishing from publishing experts October 13th as part of the Free Fall Baltimore programming. Check them out at City Lit Project on Instagram. You can also go to freefallbaltimore.org to get all of the Free Fall Baltimore programming for this season. Our next event is coming up on October 21st. That is the Black Girls Horror Guide with Emmaism on Instagram. That's Emmaism on Instagram. Emma will be joining Books and Bounty live that following Tuesday. So make sure we are reading Tananarive Due, the Reformatory. I'll put a link to Emma's sign up page for the book club as well as information about the book we are reading. Again, that is Tananarive Due's The Reformatory. Pick it up if you haven't already. I just got a call from Snug Books today. Shout out to Snug Books on Harford Road. They are one of my favorite bookstores in Baltimore. I'm probably there way more often than I should be, but they have the reformatory on hold for me up there. So I'll be going to get that tomorrow. One other event that I wanted to give a shout out for today is the Black Wall Street Awards tomorrow night at Black Swan, as well as the Black Wall Street Expo going on this weekend. So let me pull all of that information up. Well, Black Wall Street was a way to, as a way that Donnie Glover, publisher and owner of BeMoreNews.com, recognizes movers and shakers in the Black community in Baltimore and beyond. And others, he's given away over 2,000 something odd awards in Baltimore, Atlanta, DC, and other major Black cities, recognizing smallpreneurs, entrepreneurs, and big time business folk in our community with giving back to the community, the efforts in their own rights in their works, and recognizing new businesses and, like I said, and established businesses alike. Donnie Glover has been a lifelong mentor of mine. I'm proud to say that I am now one of the new associate publisher of BeMoreNews.com. So please make sure, if you haven't already, I think it may be a sold out event, but check out BeMoreNews.com. I have that up online right now. Again, October 9th, we have a few folks that are going to be recognized, including myself. So that's 6 to 8 tomorrow at Black Swan. Make sure you come out. I'll be live tomorrow night. Hopefully, if we can get the equipment right. But it should be a good time. Bring your business cards. This is a networking event. And the last thing that I wanted to talk to you about, I brought this up a couple of weeks ago. Let's not go here. But Black Wall Street Expo runs along 25th Street in Baltimore, Maryland. It is sponsored and hosted by Notre Maison, and it is a huge event with over 100 plus Black businesses from the Baltimore area lined off to show off their services, their goods, and for you to get to know them one on one. This will be Books and Bounty's first public event, so please check me out. I'm creating a little reading nook. I'll have a couple of maybe a little bit of merch for sale. We'll see, depending on how that comes through. But basically, I wanted to just create a vibe and a way for the folks who are visiting the expo to come to get to know Books and Bounty, the professional services that we offer in our editorial production house, as well as to uh, as well as to become a part of our bookish world. So there will be opportunities to sign up for the giveaway that I mentioned earlier today. You can do it right then and there. Follow me on both Discord and Twitch. But again, if you visit me this weekend, October 12th at the Black Wall Street Expo on 25th Street in Baltimore, Maryland, you'll also be able to sign up for the giveaway there. And I want to let Jackie Cummings is the founder of Notre Maison, and I want to allow her to give you an update on the rescheduled event. Make sure sound is up.
Hi, I'm Jackie of Notre Maison Connects and of the Black Wall Street Expo. We are coming to you live right here on 25th Street with a news update. So, the Black Wall Street Expo was or would have been rained out if we held it September 28th. But taking into consideration that we have so many business vendors and the hurricane was so heavy, we were able to reschedule. Thank goodness. So, the expo will be held October 12th. That's just 1 week away, October 12th. We have food, we have vendors, we have jewelry, we have clothing, we have sales, and more sales. we have music, we have a DJ, we have marching bands. We're gonna have a whole block party going on, and everybody's having a sale. This is a special Black Wall Street sale, so come on out. We have delicious food at Terra Cafe. Taste this. KM, St. Mary's, and Kay's Place. We have incoming visitors. We have cocktail crafter and catering, shaking and baking food service, Chef Theo, and of course Sharif's. Sharif in the house, and some magic by Electric Butterfly. So bring your wallet, bring your appetite, bring your children, bring your family, bring your support, and come on out to the Black Wall Street Expo on 25th Street. See you then. Hi.
All right. So that's this weekend. Come out, meet me, meet some other folks from Books and Bounty, sign up for the giveaway. I'll be creating a nice little reading nook for you guys to chill out. Come show me what you're reading. There may be some Books and Bounty merch for you guys to pick up. But again, show your support. This is my first public event. Would love to meet all of you. Okay. So we're getting into, I thought tonight's episode, so we're about to end shortly, but as always, even though tonight is a short episode, I always like to end with a little bit of silent reading. I may comment and let you guys know what I'm reading. I will let you know what I'm reading, but sometimes I speak up and I have to read from what out loud. And so we'll be doing a little bit of that tonight. But first, I want you to let me know in the chat, what are you reading tonight? And as a reminder, you can DM me, you can email me at Steph at Books and Bounty. If you have submissions for a bookish thing, event, or person or group that you would like to see covered at Books and Bounty, please let me know. I love coming out with my equipment and meeting all of you guys. I can go live from events, meet your new book club members. It really, again, it's about me right now building my bookish community. So any submission topics, if there's new books that you think should come my way and should make it onto Books and Bounty, please again submit in the DMs. I'm at Books in Bounty on all social media platforms, and you can reach me at Steph at booksandbounty.com. You can also go to the website booksandbounty.com, and there's a contact form for you to fill out there as well for you to make your submissions. So what I'm reading from tonight is, let me see if I can bring it over. Is actually one of my first arcs. For those that aren't in the reading community or the book influencing community, an arc, or publishing world, I should say, an arc is an advanced reader's copy. When I first started out in publishing, I used to get these all the time. For those who don't know, my career has went from more traditional publishing to digital solutions and publishing operations. But back when I was closer to the content side, and now as I'm rebuilding my bookish community, folks will send out advanced readers copies to book influencers, book critics, literary folk, bookish people, um, famous celebrities, anyone they think would be interested at all in reading the content and perhaps promoting it. And getting it, also honestly giving honest reviews and feedback. If you're getting advanced readers copies, this is before they publish. Oftentimes, publishers, agents, and authors are looking for honest and um, pretty direct feedback, as well as your accolades. So, what I'm reading from tonight is one of my first advanced readers copies. Advanced readers copies are now often in digital form as um, for ebooks, a form of reading that I have not taken to as affectionately as some others, but I'm getting into it, especially now that the e-readers have so many different note-taking and annotating tools. I do find those kind of cool, so I'm adjusting. And what I'm reading from tonight, so that's what I'll be reading tonight because I would really like to finish this and get a review up to you guys this week. And that is called Outraged by Brian Copeland. For those who are on Book Talk, especially who follow Book Talk romance, Black authors, and indie publishers, you may have heard of Black Odyssey. Excuse me, again, the cold. You may have heard of Black Odyssey Media. So I'm reading one of their books again. It's called Outrage by Brian Copeland. And here's a bit of synopsis. So, a TV investigative reporter and his sister, a San Francisco PD homicide detective, looked into the slayings of Bay Area cops who have shot unarmed African Americans yet face no repercussions in a debut crime thriller. When San Francisco police officer Mickey Driscoll is gunned down in the driveway of his suburban Bay Area home in broad daylight, the suspects are numerous. Was the murder committed by someone close, an arrestee seeking revenge, or was it one of the many riotous activists and militant groups harassing his family since he accidentally shot and killed an unarmed African American honor student? TV investigative reporter Topher Davis, the only Black journalist on that beat, has exactly 3 weeks to do one final story before his position is eliminated due to corporate budget cuts. Mr. Davis and I have a little similar story here. So, enlisting the aid of his sister, San Francisco Police Department homicide detective Lynn Sloan, he decides to investigate what the families of Blacks killed by police and the families of the cops themselves go through when tragic events like this occur. Instead, the two find themselves involved in an ever expanding mystery as more officers who've committed the same offense turn up dead, weaving their way through a world of grieving mothers and widows, African American militias, dirty cops, and drug dealers. They search for the truth that threatens to leave one or both siblings dead. So that is what I'm reading, and that review will be going up on Books and Bounty soon. The Of course, you could see why the synopsis and scenario intrigued me. Love a good little thriller murder mystery there, as well as again facing those imminent budget cuts. So we're going to be reading Brian Copeland's Outrage tonight. Let me know what you're reading in the chat. I'm so glad you all could join us. I'll be turning on the lo-fi tunes. Um, Music at Books and Bounty is provided by Chillhop Music. I just wanted to make sure I credit that source. Just put up on the screen what I'll be reading tonight. Let us chat away. I'll be live for a little bit longer. I really would like to hear from you tonight. What are you reading tonight? Again, if you have any ideas for local literary cultural events that I should be covering, other bookish things and people that should join me on books that should be reviewed, or join me here at Books and Bounty TV, either in the She Suite or as a guest live, please let me know. Again, you can get me at Books and Bounty on all social media platforms, or you can hit me up directly, Steph at booksandbounty.com. I'll be reading from Outrage by Brian Copeland from Black Odyssey Media. Thanks, you guys, and happy reading. Just flash on the screen. I'm reading, there it is, Brian Copeland's Outrage. And if Mr. Copeland meant for, we're at Topher, right? The reporter. I'm not sure who's the narrator right now is a reporter. Yes, Topher. Topher Davis report. Ooh, he's an arrogant mama. So if that was the intention, good job. Because I'm in page 10 and already I'm like, okay, we know you the best Emmy Award winner. All right, you gotta say it, but tell everybody. Things like I stroll jauntily into his boss's office. Oh, excuse me. He might not be fired. We'll see. But anyway, it's my first impression. So good job, Mr. Copeland, if Topher is supposed to be an arrogant summer, because he's acting like one already. He's already acting like one.